We're learning how to simplify an equation. So to start off, we're going to talk about the distributive property. The distributive property means that you distribute the number outside of the parentheses to the parentheses. This only works if there's a variable within the parentheses. So we're just going to underline the 8 and add these arrows. It helps for visual reference. And then we're going to multiply. 8 times x would be 8x. Since we actually don't know what x is, 8x actually means 8 multiplied by x. And then we multiply our 5 by our 8, and that would be 40. And we want to carry down our plus signs, and you leave it like this. This is the entire answer to the problem. You don't have to solve that. So now we're going to be trying to distribute with negative numbers and different integers. So we're just going to take our visualize and underline arrow method happening here. And negative 4 times 2. Our integer rules still apply. When a negative is times by a positive, it becomes a negative. With negative 8, we still multiply normally. X. Remember to keep the x. And then we have our minus 9. Now, when a negative is multiplied by a negative, it becomes a positive. My apologies for any background noise. Then we want to do 9 times 4, which is 36. And since it's a negative times a negative, then it becomes a positive. So we have our non-negative 36. And since it's not a negative anymore, that minus sign is turned into a positive sign. So that is the answer. We leave it like that. Now to combining like terms. So this may seem like a really long and intimidating problem, but all you have to do is split it into sections. But just put this blue circle around those that have x's after them. Remember, if there is a sign before the number, to include that in your little circle too. So there are all of the integers with x's behind them. We call these variable terms since the x is considered a variable. The 14, the negative 2, and the negative 5 would be called coefficients, the numbers before the variables. Those don't really matter. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and circle all of our normal numbers in red. It helps to use the colors because it categorizes the numbers. The normal numbers are called constant terms in combining like terms. So here I have taken all of my variable terms. I'm going to go ahead and put these into sections to make them work easier. 14 minus 2 is 12x, of course, since the x is always involved. So I've brought down our minus 5x, and 12x minus 5x is 7x. And of course, when I put out all of our constant terms, I remove the plus from the 9, since a plus just sitting at the beginning of the problem doesn't really settle in. So now that we've gotten rid of that plus that we didn't need, and we've set out all of our constant terms, we're going to begin work. So 9 plus 8 is 17. Let's bring down our plus 1, which is 18. Like with the last thing we did, we're going to end up with a problem as an answer since we don't know what the variable is. But the problem is we don't have a sign in the middle right now. So we take the only number that we have left out, our plus, and add it to down here. So the answer to this problem is 7x plus 18. So now we're going to go ahead and combine both the methods we just used when it is all this huge, intimidating problem. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is distribute, and obviously we distribute with the parentheses and the number next to the parentheses. So we're just pretending the negative 9k doesn't exist right now. So here we've got our 12 and underlined and then the arrows. So now we want to do our 12 times 4, which equals 48. And since it's a positive number and then k is negative, it's going to end up being a negative number. And 12 times k is going to be represented as just adding the k to the edge of the number. And then we want to go ahead and drop down our 9k, and it becomes combining like terms. So we're just going to put our circles around our constants first, because, well, they just come first in the problem. And oops, that's not a constant number. So it turns out we only have one constant in this problem, which doesn't really matter. So we're just going to go ahead and circle our variable terms. So here we go. Since there's just one constant, we're going to ignore that for now. And then we're going to go ahead and do negative 12k minus 9k. And since this is a negative number minus a number, due to integer rules, it'd technically be 12 plus 9, and then we just put a negative sign in front of it. So negative 12k minus 9k is negative 21k. So we always keep the k in there. And then we go ahead and drop down our 48, and there we have an answer. I'm going to try to go a bit faster through this one, so try to keep up. We're going to do our underline and arrows on the 6 in the parentheses. So we distribute 6 times r is 6r, and a positive times negative, 6 times 2 is negative 12. Then we drop down all of our other stuff, the minus r, the 26, and the minus 7r. And then this becomes, once again, a combining like terms. First of all, we're going to put our little boxes around our variable terms. 6r minus r, make sure to include your signs, and negative 7r. And then we want to move on to our constants, negative 12 plus 26. That plus is obviously going to make an appearance again soon. So I want to maybe just start off with our variable terms, since we've got a bit of a tricky one happening here. We're going to do 6r. So we want to do now our minus r, but we can't just put in an r. So minus r is actually minus 1r in this case. So we add our minus 7r, do 6r minus 1r, which is 5r, subtracted by 7r, and then due to variables and ratio, or sorry, integer rules, which you need to always remember, our answer would be negative 2r. So now we want to bring down all of our constant variables, constant integers, plus, and so we got negative 12 plus 26, and of course integer rules make this a bit trickier. 26 actually minus 12 due to our integer rules, 4, 1, leaving us with 14. So now we've got our 14. We're just going to keep that negative, and at least and the answer actually ends up being 14 minus 2r. But another trick you can do is flip around the answer. It still means the same thing. You just want to put the negative 2r in front and the 14 in back along with a plus sign. Now this isn't really a standard way to do it, just either answer would be correct. So now you can use this problem to practice your simplifying.
Okay, so now we have one of the
So yeah, that's basically all I've got to say. Bye.